in some breaking news that is coming in. The top court has set aside anticipatory bail granted to 4 accused in the case of allegedly framing the ISRO scientist Nambi Narayanan in the espionage case. This sends the case back to Kerala High Court for fresh consideration of the anticipatory bail pleas of the accused police personnel individually. In fact, what does this really mean? It means that the accused who in this case who were given bail, that bail for now has been set aside. Joining us for more on this is Arvind Gunashekar. Arvind, this is a long case. This is a long case that has been going on for a long time. Now the accused, their bails have been set aside.
Yeah, Sneha, the Central Bureau of Investigation, based on a Supreme Court order, has registered an FIR to probe the alleged framing of scientist Nambi Narayanan in the ISRO espionage case. So, taking cognizance of the Supreme Court order, the Central Bureau of Investigation registered the case against the former Intelligence Bureau officials and also the Kerala police officials who questioned or who probed, investigated the role of Nambi Narayanan in this case of alleged espionage. And then, based on the order, the Central Bureau of Investigation, in fact, registered the FIR. So, when the agency registered the FIR, these accused, they had moved the Kerala High Court seeking bail, anticipatory bail, in the case that is being investigated by the Central Bureau of Investigation. And out of these 4 petitioners, 2 are former Intelligence Bureau officials and 2 are former Kerala officials. So, hearing all their 4 anticipatory bail pleas together, the Kerala High Court had granted anticipatory bail, that is pre-arrest bail, to all these 4 former police officials. So, Central Bureau of Investigation challenged the order of the Kerala High Court and Supreme Court, saying that the Kerala High Court has clubbed all these 4 matters together, all these 4 cases together, and then have granted bail. But all these 4 cases should have been dealt with individually based on their own merits, and Kerala High Court could not have clubbed all these matters together and then granted a blanket anticipatory bail order. So, agreeing with the contention of the Central Bureau of Investigation, now Supreme Court has quashed this anticipatory bail that has been granted to all these 4 accused police personnel, and then the matter has been remitted back to the Kerala High Court for fresh consideration on the individual case merits. Also, very importantly, Supreme Court has asked the Kerala High Court to decide on the anticipatory bail pleas of all these 4 accused within 4 weeks. And in an interim measure, the Supreme Court has also granted interim protection for 5 weeks for all these 4 accused from arrest of CBI.
Well, that's of course an important point. Again, a time cap to this 4 weeks within which this case has to be heard. In fact, the CBI had claimed the possibility of a larger conspiracy involving foreign powers which had stalled the technology to develop cryogenic engine by decades. And Nambi Narayanan was someone who was literally the center of a lot of politics even as this case was developing. But now the accused in this case, their anticipatory bails being stayed for now. Arvind, the time slot, the time cap given is of 4 weeks in this particular case. What was the CBI's argument essentially in the court?
Sneha, Central Bureau of Investigation challenged the anticipatory bail granted to all these 4 accused on 2 very important grounds. One, instead of hearing all these 4 cases separately based on their own merits, the Kerala High Court clubbed all these 4 cases together and then granted anticipatory bail. So, CBI and Supreme Court had contended that because these cases dates back to 1990s, very long time back, and that's why it is necessary for the agency to take all these accused into custody for custodial interrogation in order to get to the bottom of this case. And because Kerala High Court has clubbed all the case together and then saying that the case dates back to an older date, and then taking that as a ground, the Kerala High Court granting anticipatory pre-arrest bail to all these 4 accused is hampering the agency from doing its investigation, and that's why the agency challenged the Kerala High Court order in the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court also agreed with this very limited point, saying that the Kerala High Court could not have clubbed all these 4 matters together and then granted blanket anticipatory bail to all these 4 accused together. In fact, Supreme Court has also observed that the cases should be heard individually. That means if all the 4 petitioners are filing 4 separate cases, the Kerala High Court should go into the merits of all those 4 petitions and then give its own order within 4 weeks. So, in an interim measure, in order to ensure that the rights of the accused are also not prejudiced in this case, and that's why the Supreme Court has said that for the next 5 weeks, that CBI cannot arrest all these 4 police personnel, but all these 4 police personnel should cooperate with the investigation of the CBI. But in the interim period, within 4 weeks, the Kerala High Court should decide on their anticipatory bail.